Hi everyone, we have another review today. This, as you can see, is the long-awaited Heljan GWR 4700 class heavy freight locomotive. I've had it on order ever since they were first announced. I have all three BR versions on order, including the preserved version, or rather the new build version, sorry, to be correct. This is a fantastic locomotive. There are a few shortcomings, but overall it is a fantastic loco. It is fantastically heavy, very well detailed, and it's a great runner. Very smooth and quiet from the box. So we'll get it out and we will have a look at it. So we now have the standard for almost all model manufacturers these days, the ice block packaging. With a slight difference, which I will come to in a moment. We have the information leaflet, just telling you basically clean the wheels, no fluff, running it in. Brief history of the class, what additional parts are included, which we'll come to shortly, and how to remove the tender. Now this is quite a good way to do it. You've got the two lockers at the front of the locomotive and then the water filler at the back. Sorry, the two lockers at the front of the tender, and then the water filler at the back that you remove, and the screws are underneath them, which is quite a different way to do it, which is quite a good idea. And then obviously you've got the 21 pin decoder inside, and then on the back it gives you a full list of spares for the locomotive. So let's have a look. Right, so we slide this off, and this is where it becomes different. On this locomotive, there is a plastic, whoops, just throw the whole thing over. There's a plastic flap on each side that protects the locomotive, which I think is a fantastic, more fluff, a fantastic idea. It protects it every direction possible while it's in the packaging, which is a great thing. So, accessories, we've got the brake rigging for the locomotive and the tender. We have a fall plate. We have vacuum hoses. That little gold thing is a replacement whistle, which is a very nice idea. We have more hoses. We have couplings, and then we have the locomotive. So, like I said, very heavy engine. For a steam locomotive, very heavy. So, we'll get this out the way. And I'll just put the detailing back in there so it doesn't get lost. Right, so here we are. First impressions, wow, is all I can say. I am very impressed with this model. It is a fantastic representation of the class. As I said, there are one or two slight niggles, but for a class of only 9 engines, which many modelers thought we would never see in model form, I'm sure we can live with those slight faults. So, taking a closer look, it's difficult to hold this in easily because the loco and tender are permanently connected. There's an outlet there for the sound. You've got the water scoop, and then there is the permanent connection. As you can see, it is screwed on at both sides, and the wires are nicely wrapped around the drawbar, which is something that not many model makers do. So hang on, I'm just trying to, this is incredibly difficult. Right, here we go. So we've got the 8 driving wheels there, as you can see, very nicely detailed driving wheels. Fluff again, I am getting sick of this. Problems with owning a dog. The pony truck there, this arrived and the wheel was, or the axle was unclipped. But that was a matter of clipping it back in and it was sorted. Right, that's much better. Now, Okay, so here we can see, if I just tilt it slightly, one of the slight issues, the running plate there is ever so slightly raised upwards. Ski jump, as a lot of modelers call it. It doesn't bother me. It is only very slight on this particular example. It could be different on others. We have a lot of nice rivet detail down the side here. The only thing I don't like is you can see the mould line right the way along, from the firebox right the way down the boiler. That is something I can live with, but it just, yeah, it's one of those little niggly things. So this is, we've got sprung buffers, obviously 3-link coupling, vacuum pipe, very nicely detailed foot plating at the front here, lots of rivet detail, footsteps. The smoke box number plate seems a little on the small side, but that could just be me. So we've got 4706 and we've got an 81A shed plate. So coming down the side here, we've got a fairly crude lubricator box moulding, not as fine as Hornby's, but then theirs is completely separately fitted with separate wires and feeds going down, disappearing into the frames, so that's a bit different. We've got plenty of detail on the boiler there, washout plugs on the firebox, got the main steam pipe running all the way down the side there, the motion bracket support, we've got the safety valve cover there, nice brass safety valve cover. There we can see the whistles at the top of the cab. Now here's another slight issue that a lot of modelers have had. This number plate is moulded. A lot of modelers, myself included, think it is undersized. As it is moulded, it is going to be more difficult to remove it and replace with etched ones. So that is a bit of a niggle that a lot of modelers are having, but it can be solved. It just takes a little bit of skill and patience to carve it away. Moving on to the tender, as you can see there's plenty of rivet detail. I believe this is the 4,000 gallon Colette tender. Plenty of detail on top. See the moulded coal load is removable, water filler, and the 2 lockers at the front there, which are how you access the screw. Moving on to the back of the tender, we have nice detailing again sprung buffers, 3-link coupling, NEM pocket, nice rivet detail, the tender plate there, which doesn't have anything on it, and then we can see inside the cab there as well. Let's see if we can get that a bit closer actually. There we are. Perhaps not as detailed as some other manufacturers these days, but still a good representation. Moving down the side, along the other side, same detailing again, nice detailing on the tender. Any marks that need cleaned off. Here we are. No fire iron tunnel, as that is on the top of the tender there. Moving down, and we've got a fairly basic representation of the inside valve gear there. When I say basic, I mean very basic, as in it's painted red. That's about it. And then back down the side there, we've got the cylinder cocks already on there. They're a very flat and square moulding, so they could be replaced in due course. And then obviously looking along the top, The chimney doesn't go down very fast, so that could be drilled out. The top of the safety valves and a better view of the tender there. So overall guys, a great locomotive, a great model. This is probably one of the heaviest steam locomotives I have ever owned, if not the heaviest. It is a fantastic engine, it really is. So I can't recommend it enough. I'm looking forward to the BR green versions that are due to be out shortly. And once they do, we shall do another review, and hopefully do a running session with all of them. So thanks for watching guys, and we shall be back with another review shortly.